What's up guys, Matt Prince from Royal Fitness. Welcome back to RFTV. Today's topic is this, muscle versus movement. All right, so what we're going into today is something that will change the way you train forever, right? It's changed the way I train and it's helped me massively and helped me progress drastically this year since I started diving into this idea. Now, when you think of training, right, there's two parts to it. You get an exercise, what do, right? Let's say you're doing a bicep curl. You're doing a bicep curl, you got two dumbbells and you're doing a bicep curl, right? There's multiple ways to do it. You see people come in and they'll be using their hips and punching it up. You'll see people sit there and they'll look at their biceps and squeeze it and go really slow and really controlled with light weight. You'll see people come in and they'll sort of do it both. They'll come up and then they'll take it down really slow, right? You'll see all these different motions, and this goes with every exercise. The squat, the bench press, the deadlift, the kettlebell work, the dumbbell work, the body weight work, absolutely everywhere, right? And you can apply this concept of movement versus muscle to your training today and it will change everything. Now, there is times where you do not want to focus on the muscle moving the weight at all, right? It's all about movement intention, all right? We'll name it movement intention, and the idea behind movement intention is to move the fucking weight, right? So you go, it's time to go, just go, right? If it's a bench press, for example, or a squat, or a deadlift, or a kettlebell swing, it's to set up and do it with proper technique. I'm not saying throw technique out the window. I'm not saying don't, brace everything tight. I'm talking about once you know the basic form. So if you're saying doing a bench press, right? You're squeezing your shoulders back. You got your lats in, your chest is up nice and high, your feet are driving into the ground, your glutes are squeezed, your breath's in, you're braced, you come down. You want to punch that weight as fast as humanly possible. This will help build up your maximal strength. It will help build up your dynamic strength and your speed. And that's really important. That's what produces the power. That's what builds absolute strength, which is a key thing that a lot of people miss, especially if they're training just with muscles in mind, right? And I'll go into why soon, but if you're training with just with muscles in mind, you're missing out on that movement intention. You're losing like the most important part of your training. I would argue with anybody that strength, absolute strength, is the most important part of somebody's journey in terms of physical development, right? And why I think that is because if you have absolute strength, let's say you can only bench press 60 kilos, right? And you're trying to do something to build your body up. So you go, I'm going to do sets of 8 to 12, like that's, the general number that people will say in the hypertrophy range, 8 to 12, right? And your maximum for one, 60, all right? Or 80, or whatever number you want to be. But imagine that you can do 60 for one. How many do you think you'll be able to do for 8 to 12? How many kilos, right? Like maybe 40 kilos, 45 kilos, maybe 35, something like that, right? Imagine if you got it from 60 to 100 kilos. Okay, so now you're at 100 kilos is your absolute max for one. How many reps how much weight do you think you'll be able to handle for the 8 to 12, that muscle building range? Right, again, you'll be able to do probably 60 or 70 kilos now, probably 70, maybe 75 for anywhere between that 8 and 12 range, maybe even 80, right? Who knows? You might be a genetic freak and be able to do 85, right? Do you think that 85 kilos for 8 to 12 will build more muscle than 45 kilos, right? And I don't say that being a smart ass, like that's just, this is the argument, right? Your absolute strength goes up and the strength in your repetition work can go up too, which is a really important thing to understand, right? If you're somebody who's trying to build your body, don't focus on pump purely. Focus on building strength, focus on movement intention, focus on progressing the weight, week to week or, month to month. If you can bench press more in say a year's time than you could last year, that's what you want. That's the ideal, because everything else will take place in building up the muscles around that from there. So that's just a side note, but really consider that. Build up your absolute strength, focus on that, and have the muscle as the secondary work, which is what we do at Royal. So we'll come in, we'll do our power work, our speed work, because that helps the maximum work go up, right? When you can punch through a weight faster, right, you'll have more speed to get that weight up there. That's gonna help you lift more weight. So now you've got your speed to help you lift more weight and your maximum stuff. In your movement intention-based stuff, they're both movement intention-based things. You're throwing balls, you're snatching kettlebells, you're swinging kettlebells, you plyometric push-ups, clapping, jumping up the box, whatever it is. You come in, you do your movement intention-based bench press, so you're like powering through. It might be 5 reps, 3 reps, 1 rep, 6 reps, 4 reps, 2 reps, whatever it is. You might be pushing into chains, you might have weight releases on, you might have bands. You're trying to explode, you're trying to make sure that you're finishing the rep. All that matters is you finish the rep with good form, good technique, right? After that though, this is where things change, and this is where it goes, all right, let's build the muscles, right? We need to build up the upper back. We need to build up the pecs. We need to build up the triceps. This is where muscle intention comes in, and this is what I think myself and a few people in Royal are guilty of, right? Trying to take that movement intention and applying that to stuff that they should be focusing on the muscles doing the work. And I'll go back into it. If you start swinging dumbbells up, that's going to build maximum strength. It's going to be good for you. I guarantee it. If you do cheat curls, that's going to help your strict, perfect barbell curl or perfect curl, whatever you're doing it with. That's going to help that go up. So cheat curls aren't bad, right? There is risk of injury if you do them too long and overload them for too long, go too hard with it. But cheat curls will help your absolute strength go up. That movement intention will help the strength go up, which again might mean you can, instead of just barbell curling 20 kilos, you might be able to do 40 kilos over time. So you might be able to cheat curl 60, strict curl 20, and if you can cheat curl now, you go from 60 to 70, you might be able to get that strict curl from 20 to 30 as an example, and you might be able to handle better reps at that. So cheat curls aren't bad, but you got to look at it from a movement intention point of view, and then after that, go in there and hammer the muscle with perfect form, perfect concentration. Think of like Arnold Schwarzenegger, focusing on the muscle as he's doing it. That's the kind of muscle intention that I want to think about. Think about like if you're doing flies with bands, you're squeezing your pecs, you're feeling it. If you're doing curls, you're squeezing your biceps, you're keeping your elbows in front, you're getting all of those motions happening, and it's all muscle based through the area that you want to hit. If it's your back, you're squeezing your back. You're not just rowing aimlessly. You want to feel it in that muscle, and that's muscle intention versus movement intention. Okay, so you look at it from a point of view. Again, I'll just recap this and move on, but I hope it makes a bit of sense. So your movement intention is producing absolute force, strength, speed, power, all of that realm. Okay, so think all of your quick lifts, your clean and presses, your snatches, your push presses, your jerks, your clap push-ups, all that. Your bench presses, your power lifts, your squats, your deads, things of that nature. Then when you start to move into the more assistance-based movements, think of your rows, think of your flies, think of your tricep work, bicep work, and stuff like that. You can still use movement intention, you just can't do it all the time. And when you want to just build the muscle and focus on that muscle, that's where you got to start thinking, be like a Zen monk, going really concentrating on what you're doing, really feeling that burn and feeling that area, really dialing it in. That's going to help because you'll end up building more muscle on your frame now to allow more movement intention to happen, and it's this crossover and synergy that makes you stronger and bigger over time. Anyway, hope that makes sense. I know that's it might be a little bit philosophical or far-fetched for your casual day, but I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you have a great day. If you have any questions with any of this stuff, just comment, message us below, whatever you need to do. If you want to join up Royal, you can click any of the links around. You can visit us at our website, rfbackersmarsh.com/application, and you can jump on board. So guys, again, I'm here to help. If you need me, let me know. Talk to you soon. Bye.